Hey, welcome to our episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Another 2-for-1 shot. And this is a special one because this is the first ever time I'm reviewing a beer made in New Jersey. So that's why I'm wearing my New Jersey Devils jersey. This is the River Horse Hop Hazard and Tripel Horse. River Horse is out of Lambertville, New Jersey. I don't know where that is, but I'll look it up. So, it's a nice sunny afternoon. I'm going to start with the Hop Hazard, a pale ale, and then take a break, eat dinner, and then we'll come back tonight with the Tripel Horse. So let's get into the Hop Hazard. Alright, so as you can see, we're starting with the Hop Hazard. It's 6.5% ABV, unfiltered American pale ale. Take a look at the back. Let's get it straight. Hop Hazard is an American pale ale. That means it's balanced with hops, not buried in them. Here's the independence. It's a very, brown, extremely hazy, dark orange color. I can see a little bit of carbonation in there. Got a nice dark tan, kind of frothy, foamy head on there. I can definitely smell hops. It actually smells more like coffee than your typical IPA. It smells like coffee or tea, kind of flowers, like a kind of very earthy kind of smell. No citrus, no pine. It's just more of like, I don't know, straight up earth. So let's give it a taste. Yeah, I mean, that's everything I expect in a pale ale. A lot of bitterness. Well, not a lot of bitterness. Like, they made a point of saying it's balanced with hops, not buried in them. It's noticeably bitter, like as soon as it hits the tongue. Like, so it's bitter from start to finish. I get a little bit of kind of a tea, like an iced tea kind of sweetness through the middle. The back end brings like a little bit more bitterness right where it started. So yeah, it's pretty good, I'd say. Good drinkability on this. It's very smooth. It's noticeably thicker than your average American pale ale. It's not crisp, so it doesn't seem or feel highly carbonated. I'm able to, just slug this right down, and at the pace I'm going, that might be a good thing. As Jay would show you. Yeah, look at that lacing. Oh yeah, so I did drink that pretty darn fast, but that's good. Yeah, I mean, it's a good beer. I like it for all the reasons I just said. I mean, plenty of bitterness, but not like obnoxiously bitter. If I was drinking this blind, I probably would peg it as a pale ale and not an IPA. It is noticeably bitter for a regular pale ale. It's balanced out with a malty kind of tea, kind of coffee flavors in there. A little bit of sweetness. It is, it's a rather simple palate, but American pale ale, it's par for the course, I guess. I'm gonna give this a solid 7 out of 10. For the Hop Hazard. It's a good beer. I almost went 8, but 7 is good. Nothing to be ashamed of. So, as I said, I'm gonna go eat dinner, take a break for a couple hours, and we'll come back with the Tripel Horse. Alright, I am back, and it's almost 24 hours later. I went out to dinner with some friends, and then we went up going to Mosher's, and I didn't get home till late, so it was way too late to just shoot this beer. So anyways, this is the Tripel Horse Belgian style ale brewed with spices, 10% ABV. The muscles on our Tripel Horse are not from Brussels, but its soul is. Be ready for big flavors of our Belgian yeast, nutmeg and coriander if you decide to ride this horse. And since they're going for a Belgian triple, I'm using my Chimay glass. As you can see, it looks a lot like the pale ale. It's like that very dark orange, almost brown, extremely hazy, can't see through it at all. Head is just kind of like a soapy, sudsy, white coating or whatever. I mean, it definitely smells like a triple, and I can smell, they said nutmeg and coriander. Yeah, it does smell kind of like artificially spiced, whereas the Belgians, like the Chimay white, like that just comes from the yeast strain. Yeah, it kind of has like a juicy kind of white wine smell to it. Kind of like white grape and maybe a little bit of pear in there. So let's give it a taste. Wow. One sip into it, I think this is one of the best American triples I've ever had. It is definitely spicy, but it's unlike the Belgian beers that are like so ridiculously peppery from the way they're brewed. This is like, it's not that it's like peppery, but it's like you can definitely taste and to a lesser extent feel the spice. It's a sweetness, but it's not like a sickly, cloying, syrupy sweetness. You get banana right up front, followed with kind of the just generic melange of the spices. Not particularly bitter beer. For 10% ABV, you do not taste it. I don't smell it. I'm a few swigs into it. I certainly don't feel it. No heat on this at all. It is like drinking. It's like drinking something much, much lower, like maybe half its size. I'd be interested. Maybe if we let this like really warm up, it'd start to come out. But since we're pressed for time, I'm gonna get through this one quick. Really, really like the finish on there. It's a nice. It's like a fruity candy sweetness, something in that line. Yeah, this beer is a winner. I'm really, really impressed. I don't tend to like American triples. I tend to leave them to the Belgians. Hefeweizens like to leave to the Germans, but it's one of those rare beers that really does it. Like, it doesn't, drinking this I can tell, okay, it's not a Belgian beer, but it's a good beer in its own right. So that being said, I'm gonna give this pretty high accolades. I'm gonna give it 9 out of 10 to the River Horse Triple Horse. It's a really tasty, fairly complex palate, but it has the drinkability to really stand up to it. A lot of American triples, even Belgian triples, they're just like so intense. This has the energy level, but not the hard surface, I guess. So yeah, this is absolutely great introduction to the triple style if you've never had one. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for the Triple Horse. Actually, I don't have the bottle for the Haphazard, so can't show you it again. But anyways, the Haphazard was a 7. I'm giving this one a 9. That's still an average of 8. I'd like to try more of their stuff, but we can't get it here in Albany. I actually got this at Ashley's party I was at about a month ago. So thanks, Ashley, for the beer. So that does it for this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.